To another episode of At Home with Puppets.
On this week's agenda, we are going to be making toy theatre.
It's what people used to watch before TVs were invented.
We worked a little differently this week and wrote the story first so we could create a set and stage based off those stories for our performance.
So you can pause this video and come back to us when you've written the story. We're not going anywhere.
Okay, we're going to assume that you've done that already and are ready to make your stage. Let's go. So today for my stage, I'm going to be using this cardboard box to make a spaceship, but you can always use a piece of paper if you don't have a cardboard box. So what I'm using today is a shoe box, and I just cut the lid off so then I could deepen the stage if I wanted to. Here's an update on my space capsule. What I've done is made all the walls white and given it a window. How to make a rolling background. All you need is 4 toilet rolls and have 2 become smaller than the other. Make the background that you want to move, and that could be done on a piece of paper. And place the piece of paper like this. And I have it up against my window. So now my window has a moving background. I'm just making the legs for my table at the moment, and what I've done is fold a piece of cardboard in half, split it in half, and then taped it to the tabletop. And the couch. Here's a quick little update of my capsule. As you can see, it's got houseplants in it now, and what I did was I got a weed from outside, poked a hole through my box, and then fed the weed through. Here's a little progress of what I've got so far. My little space capsule is starting to come along nicely. And now, for the moment that you've been waiting for, my final stage. Here it is. Yeah, so I've got this little moving part here, which you'll find out more about later. And of course, this moving background here. And as always, hope those tips help, and we'll see you all soon.
Okay, so for me, I started off with making my wallpaper. For me, this started out with putting down different coloured squares. And then I go into cutting out different decorations for the background, depending on what I felt like at the time. So I start with some little flowers. You can't see, but I did put green flowers on the corner blue square. Now, as you can see here, I cut out blue stripes for the green squares and green stripes for the blue squares. And now I'm hanging up a happy birthday sign that I made earlier. I did have to stick some of the letters down, as some of them actually were quite heavy and wouldn't rest back by themselves. Now I'm gluing down some red paper for the ground just because I thought it needed to be brightened up a little bit. I'm making what was meant to be a table, but then turned into a bit more of a coffee table when I realised that it was actually quite small in comparison to the box, but it still worked. And here it is. So it's quite bright and colourful, which is what I really wanted, and I hope you guys like it.
For my toy theatre project, I was thinking about what I'm doing a lot lately and what kind of environment might feel like isolation. So what I'm going to try and create is a bath in a bubble. What do you think? The first part of creating my set was to create the floor. And now I wanted a floor of sand, so I found some sand from outside and I glued it to this piece of cardboard. To create the bubble, I used some chopsticks and some Glad wrap. I also added some more sand to the floor to even it out, and I found this container that I could use as a bath. Let's test this bath out with some water. It's always important to test things beforehand. Yep, looks good. Finally, I created some lighting for my set. So I've got a torch and a crystal there, creating a really interesting pattern, and this blue plastic that I've put over my lamp. I also added in a little sign in the back there that says bath on and off, and some little tufts of grass in the background there. I hope you've enjoyed watching me create my bath in a bubble, and hopefully it inspires you to create your own. See ya!
We hope these videos helped you in making a decision on making your stage.
As always, get creative and think outside the box.
In the next video, we will be bringing the characters from our story to life.
So stay tuned for that one.
Until then, have fun making your stages. Bye, everyone.
Bye.